they should get behind this.
I'm really excited to see what Ed Reed does because I didn't know what Bethune-Cookman was before I moved down to Daytona Beach in 2018. Obviously,
Pretty big in the black college.
A lot of people know who they are around here now because they came up to play Nebraska in that makeup game for Akron. They are 6 blocks from the ocean. Like
beautiful.
They're in a little rougher part of town down there, but I mean, anybody that's never been to Daytona Beach, there really isn't much that isn't a rough part of town.
Florida.
Yeah. But I think you could really sell that university, and obviously having somebody like Ed Reed at the helm could do a lot for you as well. But a little more local news, Garrett Nelson, the rush edge from Nebraska, has declared for the NFL draft. I think that kind of caught some people off guard and by surprise a little bit, and maybe rightfully so, but I kind of, when the reaction he had to beating Iowa and him being the guy that ran over and grabbed the trophy and made sure the fans got to touch it and brought the trophy back to the fans, my knee-jerk reaction was, he's probably not coming back. I don't know, and I don't know if his reaction would have been any different if he was, but to me, making sure that he delivered the trophy to the fan, I don't know if there's a better way to walk off, right?
Right.
I mean, obviously, maybe come back and win a championship in Nebraska, and there's a different conversation. But the smart betting person would tell you that's probably a couple years down the road with Matt Rule and what they're doing. We're going to talk about the recruiting class. We were supposed to be on the day after signing day last week, but I don't know if you guys know, it's been cold in Nebraska lately. We took a couple days off. But I got when this news, and I don't think he's a guy that fits into this category, but I got a text from some friends that are like, I'm really surprised about this, or this isn't good for the team, blah blah blah. It may be beneficial, even if it's some of your top end talent guys, to have some turnover in that locker room. And I say that because this school hasn't made a bowl game in 6 years. So if there's a possibility of maybe getting rid of the mindset, and again, Garrett Nelson's not one of these guys, but there's a lot of these guys that are going to be in this locker room next year that when things go wrong, when the interception that's going to happen happens, when the fumble happens, when you give up a 70-yard touchdown, the doubt of, oh no, here we go again, isn't in the back of their mind. And I think that's where the transfer portal is going to help out a lot, and maybe seeing some turnover from some key guys may not necessarily be a negative thing.
So new blood means that they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, getting somebody in that hasn't been sitting on the sideline when Adrian Martinez fumbles the ball when you're up 11 and
saw the hard times.
When Ramir Johnson drops a pass in his hands when you're up 10 points with the game on the line and everything pivots. When Scott Frost calls an onside kick for no apparent reason in Dublin, Ireland
at all,
and the game completely turns on a dime. If you've never experienced those things, that thought process goes out the window.
All positivity, baby.
And listen, right now, that's the direction this program is heading.
It is.
Nebraska, and again, we're going to get into this later in the show, and I'm excited to talk about it. Nebraska had a very, very good signing day, and more importantly, got some serious wins in the transfer portals where there were glaring holes. And I don't know if we've been able to say that. Listen, O'Shawn Mathis was a great addition to this team.
It was.
Rush edge wasn't a glaring hole on this team.
Right.
The position right next to it was. And they've addressed that to start with, and I think it's only going to get better as well. We're not anywhere near done with transfer portal madness either, but let's talk about that for a second, and we can get into the 7:15 segment. If there's a spot on Nebraska's roster that either needs to be filled or massively upgraded for you, where's it at?
Right now?
Right now.
I got to say, I'm going to say center.
Yeah, and listen, they got one, and they got a transfer from Arizona State that's going to come in and fill that spot. But I think the two positions in the middle of the line with Ben Scott coming in from center, and because my other spot would be the defensive tackle position.
And that's where I was like, which one do we need? We need a pass rush, but we got to protect the quarterback.
And getting Elijah Judy from Texas A&M to come here, I think, is going to fill a lot of that void. But those are two guys.
Absolutely.
And again, this is year one, but you need depth. You need depth at specifically those two spots. Now, Nebraska's got a couple other interior offensive linemen that are going to be able to probably play guard or maybe even move over to center if needed. But I would like to see Nebraska get to 2 deep on the starting 5 and then at least have 3 guys that if you put them out there in the middle of the defensive line position can fill up. You don't have to be in Ndamukong Suh.
Right.
You don't have to be Rich Glover. Just take up space on 1st and 10 when they run the ball at the middle.
Yeah.
And if you're athletic enough, maybe be able, and I know Stephon Wynn got a little bit of grief last year, and he did struggle at some times to transfer in from Alabama because he was able to take up room while standing out there.
Right.
His athleticism really wasn't where you want it to be, and that's where you really hope with a new strength and conditioning coach, things like that get fixed because he's clearly good enough to play in the SEC. He's clearly good enough to play in the Big Ten. You got a guy coming in, another SEC body coming in to take the spot in that room, and you really hope. You get a guy that can get sideline to sideline from the defensive tackle position because to me, that alone is what makes the SEC the premier conference in college football. Is you have 3 defensive linemen that can get from hash mark to sideline as quick as your linebackers.
It's like you got 3 to 4 defensive ends across the D line.
Just one's 6'5", 320
and just
pounds.
happens to be strong enough to handle the interior offensive line.
Yeah, all
you know what I
three of
mean? And you know the you look at some of the 40-yard dash times of some of these defensive linemen nowadays. It's unreal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're only getting bigger, faster, and stronger.
4.5, 4.4 and up. So good luck with that.
Yeah, and it's really nice to hear a head coach say something and then watch the game plan behind it fill out. Because listen, Matt Rule was very adamant about being hands-on with the offensive, the defensive side of the ball on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's one thing to say, hey, we want to go fast around here, we're going to match Oregon speed with Nebraska power, and then you only recruit wide receivers. It's very confusing. But listen, he said they want to get better on the offensive line. They're bringing in competition to do so. That does not automatically equate to being better.
Yeah.
But I don't think that necessarily can make it worse. This is the After Hours Lounge. If you missed the first segment, want to check it out, listen to it at soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. If you want free beer and wings, head out to our Twitter page. Follow us at afterhours1620. Also follow Caddyshack Omaha on Twitter. Retweet their gift of our wings tonight. We're going to get you into a drawing to win a $25 gift card out to Caddyshack Bar and Grill. You can stop out and grab a Chicken Club sandwich and fries for just $10.95. Caddyshack is the official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone. One of the premier pass rushers in the NFL is stepping away after 12 years. We talk about it when we come back. At 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Rob Love here for our friends at the Strike Zone Omaha. It is cold outside and it's hard to get workout on the diamond when it's this cold. But the Strike Zone is here to get the baseball or softball player in your life out of the cold and indoors to work on hitting, catching, pitching, even position play. Sign up for January training classes at StrikeZoneOmaha.com today.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly cloudy, not as cold tonight. A south breeze holding temperatures in the upper 20s. Partly to mostly cloudy on Wednesday, breezy and milder. Highs reach the low to mid 40s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
Suicide can be prevented by knowing the warning signs. And most importantly, knowing what to do if you recognize those signs in yourself, a loved one, or even a stranger. There are simple ways you can be there for someone, so they can be here for more tomorrows. Visit moretomorrowsne.org to learn the signs, how to approach the conversation, and where to get help. Or call 988 for help now. That's moretomorrowsne.org.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite. It's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
If that refrigerator is leaking all over the floor, or maybe that dryer isn't drying your clothes, get your appliances fixed ASAP. Call ASAP Appliance and Plumbing at 402-706-9931. If you need your drain snaked, call ASAP. ASAP Plumbing and Appliance. Family owned and fixing your problems as soon as possible since 2007.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
The holidays are here. Pick up your favorite Coca-Cola products and follow the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan at Hy-Vee stores. The Caravan is at the Hy-Vee on West Broadway in Council Bluffs December 10th, the Papillion Shadow Lake store December 11th. Then you can catch the truck at the 178th and Pacific and 156th and Maple Street locations December 13th and 14th before it rounds out at the 79th and Cass Street location, 144th and Stony Brook, and the Council Bluffs Madison Street location December 15th, 16th, and 17th. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back, knee, or shoulder? Are the cortisone shots not lasting as long as they used to? Pain West is the premier pain management clinic in the Omaha area, bringing the best of all treatments into one facility for the most state-of-the-art, effective, and personalized care. Call 402-505-7989 to set up a complimentary consultation today, or visit us at painwest.com to see how we can help you live pain-free today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2022 sale. Now through December 30th. Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you do 11 and a half months ago. All with no commitment, cancel anytime. Get tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. It's not too late. This can still be your year. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry, deal ends Friday, December 30th. See Home Club for details.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
On a Tuesday night inside the After Hours Lounge. Hours brought to you by Pain West, formerly Multi-Care Medical, located over off 72nd and Cornhusker. They can help you with pain management, whether it be from headache pains, if you have an old injury that hasn't healed up correctly, or maybe you need chiropractic need. Dr. Phil is one of the best in Omaha. I plan on seeing him on Tuesday. Super excited about that. They take care of their clients. Make sure that you're feeling like your old self today. Call to schedule a complimentary consultation at 402-505-7989. That's Pain West, Omaha's premier one-stop shop for all of your pain management needs. A guy that may need a good chiropractor in the near future is J.J. Watt. He wants to smoke tonight. He's walking away from the NFL after 12 seasons, and one of those guys that I never really wanted to see in another uniform. Definitely didn't want to see him in my team's division. But obviously was a mainstay of the Houston Texans. Maybe the greatest Houston Texan of all time. We can talk about that in a second. But is hanging it up after 12 seasons, and he did it in kind of a cool way. He wanted his son to be able to attend one of his NFL games, and he got the opportunity to do that. His son, I believe, is 7 weeks old, and got a picture of him on the field with his dad, and tweeted out Koa's first game, my last one, and walked away from football in that sense. What to you, Rob Love? What is J.J. Watt's legacy?
Just for a good 5-7 years, unstoppable off the edge. Well, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter. He would go inside too and dominate too.
He played outside linebacker, and he'd line up with his hand in the dirt, or you'd occasionally see him play the two technique at the nose tackle position.
Play some tight end, catch a little red zone touchdown pass.
Played a little fullback at Wisconsin.
I mean, just a ball player, man. When you hear that terminology, man, I'm a ball player. JJ Watt should be the picture of that definition in Webster's.
So the weird thing for me, and I know people look at it and say they're 4-11, they have no hope. Is it weird to you that he's choosing to walk away with 2 games left on the schedule?
Not really.
Granted, the season's over, but I mean, just for who he is,
Yeah.
it's just very surprising to me.
You
And
know,
he's had some injuries that have piled up, but I
Right.
mean, I would have thought that would be a guy who would go out and maybe part of the problem is their last 2 games are on the road. They have to go to Atlanta and then to San Francisco, and maybe he just thought, "Hey, listen, I gave the Cardinals fans one last time with me in a uniform."
right.
Um,
You have a surgery scheduled, maybe?
that's the only thing that I can think of because he seemed like a guy that would go out on a shield if he had to.
Yeah, definitely.
I also thought maybe you'd see and they might do this in the offseason, but a 1-year deal or one day deal with Houston, maybe retire Texan.
That'd be cool.
But there just seemed like there was a lot of animosity between him and that franchise at the end of it. Him and everybody else, by the way.
Right.
Good luck, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the lineage of that franchise, is he the best Texan of all time?
Yes. I was gonna think for a second, but no, it's not even debatable. It is. He is.
Because to me, it was
Andre Johnson.
I was going to say
him,
for me, it's between him and Andre Johnson.
And I love Andre Johnson, but he was hurt a lot too towards the end of his career. Anyway, he wasn't a huge difference maker on the field.
Ooh, disagree. I think he was a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL at certain points in his career, maybe even top 5.
I think it would have served him better to have a better quarterback.
That I don't even think that's debatable.
When Matt Schaub is the best you can do.
Right.
Matt Schaub had some okay time, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he'll go down as the greatest Texan of all time. I think it would be.
Where would you put Arian Foster?
I would have him third. That's I was going to count him in that equation, but I don't think he even comes close to touching one of those 2 guys. Because I mean, listen, Andre Johnson was a lot like Calvin Johnson at one point, where he was a shining star and a bright big turd.
You know, I definitely knew who he was. Don't get me wrong.
Right. It helped that he played at Miami and won a national championship.
I knew who he was. I
People
knew,
forget.
you know, he was definitely a force to reckon with on the outside. A lot of you know, like Michael Irving game. Post up.
You can't really take it away. But if the stuff with Deshaun Watson doesn't happen, does it end up being Deshaun Watson by the time he's done? I think it has to, right? If he stays on the trajectory he was on.
Definitely the most prolific Texan.
I think he's a top 5 already, right? I would put him behind Arian Foster.
Yeah.
It also helps that he's the quarterback.
But he didn't win a lot of games.
Led the league in passing, though.
He did.
Led the league in passing while leading the league in being sacked.
But when you're behind all the time, that's all you can do is throw the ball to try to catch up.
Haven't had much of a running game since Arian Foster.
Yeah.
See, he's probably the reason.
Amon Green, short Texan.
Probably the reason Bill O'Brien wasn't fired way sooner.
Yeah, and there's rumors of him going back to New England. And that gets interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling, and we're going to get into this in a little bit with the quarterback carousel. I have a feeling that Robert Kraft is going to make a last-ditch effort to try to get the band back together. If Josh McDaniels ends up getting fired in Oakland, and he should, I don't think he will, but he should, and Bill O'Brien is available. By the way, folks, 44-year-old Tom Brady is in a contract year in Tampa Bay this season and will be a free agent in less than 3 months. Actually, probably in less than 2 weeks. I think that Robert Kraft isn't getting any younger, and he understands that, and probably wants to win one more before he turns over the reins of the franchise.
You have 6.
Wow.
Who doesn't want more? I honestly,
No one else has more.
I think there's going to be a large checkbook involved. And how do we get this coach and this quarterback and these players back together?
There's
Hey,
no way you bait Gronk out of
what's
retirement.
wrong? What's Gronk doing?
No way.
I think Gronk's done.
I think if Tampa Bay is winning and has a legit contender,
You think he'd be in?
I think I think he'd be back in Tampa Bay today. I think he looks at what they are, and that offensive line knows that he'd be probably down in the trenches more than running down the seams. Probably not going to be signing.
Well,
a lot of run blocking.
Maybe Gronk's smarter than we give him credit for, because when all that stuff with Bruce Arians went down, he probably saw the ship was sinking.
Yeah. You know who they're missing right now in Tampa Bay?
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians. And his ability to scheme run plays and open up the offense a little bit, because Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich aren't getting it done right now. And granted, that offensive line is Swiss cheese and injured, but
I mean, isn't Bruce still like a consultant?
He's a face and a paycheck.
Look at him. He looks miserable.
Yeah.
Shows up to the buffets and the luncheons.
He got paid to not talk about why he was being removed. Yeah, listen, I'll step away quietly. You better move that decimal over one number. I guarantee you that's the conversation that was had. Wow. Because, and to Chance's point, when you see him walking around the sidelines, he's not talking to anybody.
True.
And this team looks like a shell of itself. Both
He looks like
offensively and
someone's
defensively.
dad who got to stand on the sideline.
Yeah, if you didn't know
Helicopter parent.
if you didn't know he was Bruce Arians, you would have no idea who he was.
Right.
And to me, that's a distinct reflection of what happened in the offseason. I don't think he wants to be there. I don't think they want him there, but they severely miss his football IQ.
Man, it went that south that fast.
And there's no way
you only there, what, 3 years?
But there's no way you can't convince me it's not Tom Brady making that decision. When you talk about the tampering with the Dolphins and everything that happened there, and him quote unquote retiring in an attempt to get out of Tampa Bay, and then Bruce Arians gets let go.
Good point.
Yeah, to me, there
are receipts.
Yeah, the math adds up. Sometimes 2 and 2 is 4. Speaking of 4, you can stop by South 84th Street at 402 Barbecue this week. Check out that segment. It was the Who Wants to Smoke segment, SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620. Brought to you by our friends at 402 Barbecue. Stop by 3027 South 84th Street, Monday through Saturday from 11 to 6. Try mine and Rob's personal favorites, the Cadillac sandwich. It's brisket, it's pork. It's topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Mention to Kelly and the team. You heard about them on After Hours. They're going to throw in a free soda with the purchase and the mention of our show. It's 402 Barbecue, 4027 South 84th Street. Stop by tomorrow and grab lunch. We'll be right back reacting to this week in the NFL here on 1620 Zone. Hey everyone, Jimmy Allen here for Ace Handyman Services. Listen, I bought my house 8 months ago, and we've had the traditional wear and tear. We've had to have TVs mounted. I had to have a mantle moved down just so we could hang our stockings, and the drywall replaced. And all Ace Handyman Services has been able to handle all of that. If you have a honey-do list that you need to knock out, give them a call at 402-702-7274. Tell Sherry and the guys that After Hours sent you, and make sure they knock out the honey-do list so you can watch football this weekend. Ace Handyman Services, 402-702-7274.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
It's hard to believe, but baseball and softball season is just around the corner, and now's the time for all baseball and softball players to start training for their seasons. Everyone knows the place to train is the Strike Zone Baseball Softball Training Academy. From group lessons to specialized clinics, they have everything for players of all ages and skill level. From pitching, catching, hitting, and position play, this is where you need to be to get your game to the next level. Need equipment? They have that too. Check out StrikeZoneOmaha.com and get registered for January's classes today.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack, 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
Do you enjoy working outside? Do you like getting your hands dirty but just haven't found the career for you? Come work with the finest deck building company in Omaha. Forsman's Finest Decks is looking for experienced and new carpenters. With competitive wages in a field where you can master your craft, Forsman is the best place for a construction specialist to get a fresh start. Call today at 402-504-2751 or email info@forsmansfinest.com to set up an interview today.
The holidays are here. Pick up your favorite Coca-Cola products and follow the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan at Hy-Vee stores. The Caravan is at the Hy-Vee on West Broadway in Council Bluffs December 10th, the Papillion Shadow Lake store December 11th. Then you can catch the truck at the 178th and Pacific and 156th and Maple Street locations December 13th and 14th before it rounds out at the 79th and Cass Street location, 144th and Stony Brook, and the Council Bluffs Madison Street location December 15th, 16th, and 17th. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back, knee, or shoulder? Are the cortisone shots not lasting as long as they used to? Pain West is the premier pain management clinic in the Omaha area, bringing the best of all treatments into one facility for the most state-of-the-art, effective, and personalized care. Call 402-505-7989 to set up a complimentary consultation today, or visit us at painwest.com to see how we can help you live pain-free today.
I know my mom does everything she can, but most days we still don't have enough to eat.
Thousands of children in Nebraska and Western Iowa face food insecurity. Visit foodbankheartland.org to donate and help nourish hungry families.
A lot of work goes into making Nebraska, Nebraska. Keeping it green. Helping it thrive. Making it fun. Everything that goes into caring for our outdoors, from waters to wildlife, plays a big role in making Nebraska home. Learn how we help conserve our state's natural resources at outdoornebraska.org.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Do you really want to taste it?
6:32 on a Tuesday night inside the After Hours Lounge. We're brought to you by Pain West, formerly Multi-Care Medical. They're your one-stop pain shop. If you have back pain, neck pain, if you suffer from headaches, maybe you have chiropractic needs or just want a massage, give them a call today at 402-505-7989 to schedule a complimentary consultation. We are overreacting to the NFL this week. We're going to give you 3 overreactions about what we saw on the football games this weekend in the NFL. Chance, I know you've been dying to talk about the Lions getting their winning streak snapped. Do you want to weigh in on that, or you got something else?
No. What are you doing? You have a playoff shot, and you're against a worthless Panthers team.
Hey, they've turned things around.
A worthless Panther team. I will not retract my statement. I said what I said.
4-2 in their last 6, including one of those being over your Detroit Lions.
Yeah, but this is the season is hanging in the balance here.
Yeah, you had
like
to win that game.
You gotta win, and now you need the Commanders and the Seahawks to lose one of their next 2, and you need to go 2-0, one against the Bears. And if the Fates decide to lay into that, you would have to basically, it'd be you and Green Bay. Winner takes the 7th seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Now we have a faithful showdown with the Packers in Lambeau to go to the playoffs.
Always goes well
again. Why?
You done?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So call your shot. They get the playoffs?
Yeah, they'll get to the playoffs.
I think so too.
And then embarrass me.
What do you got for number 1?
Trevor Lawrence will be a logical preseason MVP candidate in Vegas next season. I know it's not a huge overreaction.
I think that's a pretty big overreaction.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, that Jets defense has been really good all season.
Doug Peterson does it again.
And he had a day against them, 20 for 31. I think he went for just under 300 yards, 229 yards, no interceptions. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he despite not throwing a touchdown, he was the reason they
You
won.
couldn't tell that he didn't throw a touchdown.
Quietly had 0 touchdowns. In
Yeah.
My number one is along the same lines of yours. Is I think Justin Fields is going to win the NFL MVP next season. I think
next season.
I think they're gonna lean. I think they're gonna lean into it. It feels like he's unlocked something in his game, and I believe that he will be not only must-watch TV next year. I think he'll be the best player in the league.
If Aaron Rodgers somehow, you think he's gonna be a Packer next year?
No, I don't.
He might be on to something.
I don't think he's going to play next year.
If Justin Fields can win the NFC North, he's got a shot.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
What
I'll
else you
take
got,
that.
Chance?
Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh are on the hot seat.
No.
Yes.
Not Robert Saleh. For what those Jets were and what they've been this season, I know they've kind of fallen apart at the end, but
you whiffed.
It's the best things happened to them since Rex.
Agreed.
You whiffed on the second overall pick in 2019. That was your first one.
That's not fair.
I don't know if you can hold a coach in the NFL these days accountable for that either.
If he didn't
okay,
take Zach,
fine.
somebody-
Joe Douglas is on the hot seat.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Because Wilson is so bad.
Yeah, not Robert Saleh, but yeah, I would be surprised if Joe Douglas is employed for the end of the season.
Like, how do you hit on Sauce Gardner, but just
and Garrett Wilson
how do you misevaluate a quarterback that bad?
You know, and I said that, and I think maybe those two guys in this year's draft, and listen, they got Breece Hall too. Now, man, I think that whole take is bad now that I think about it.
You got to stay away from college quarterbacks who have that one good year. The Mitchell Trubisky's.
Looking at you, Daniel Jones.
Who isn't panning out very bad nowadays.
Well,
he's carving himself a nice little niche in the league.
I also disagree with that, but okay.
Well,
what's your number two?
Number one backup. The Broncos need Sean Payton yesterday. I know you don't think they'll get him.
I don't think he wants to go there.
But will he hack it?
Nice. I see what you did there.
Would you rather work with Russell Wilson over Dak or Dak over Russ?
Well, Mike McCarthy's not getting fired anytime soon. That's maybe the most important part about all of that.
Well, I think Dakota Prescott is way more normal than Russell Wilson.
I love it. Yeah. I would much rather. By the way, to answer your question, I'd rather have Dak Prescott than Russell Wilson.
Right.
Every day, and twice on Sunday.
Right.
My next overreaction is, I think Pete Carroll is on the hot seat. I know that he's overachieved with Geno Smith this year, but.
Isn't he like part owner of the team, or he gets stock?
No, but listen, they kind of have the Jets effect going on right now, where you had the great start at the beginning of the season, and now you're 5-1 in your last 6 games, and your only win, 1-5. Your only win is against the Rams, who, by the way, everybody's beating this season. I think if you lose out after the end of the season, I think you kind of have to have a conversation about where we go at quarterback and where we go at head coach, and I don't know if that ends up being Pete Carroll. Chance, last one.
All right. Maybe this is going to seem a bit of an overreaction.
Probably not more than your last one.
Well, if Tua is on the field for the rest of the season, someone in the Dolphins organization needs to go to jail. They're going to kill him.
Yeah. I don't think it's even debatable again.
Like
Incarcerated. Play through a concussion, but
jury judge everything.
I mean, the Dolphins probably don't care because you were trying to get Deshaun Watson. You were trying to get Tom Brady. And you were obviously trying to move on from Tua Tagovailoa. But I think we're getting dangerously close to having the conversation of, is it safe for him to ever play football again? Because this keeps happening. And anybody that's ever had a serious head injury or been prone to concussions, they're more likely to happen the more you have them.
Yeah.
And with Andrew Luck walking away and Luke Kuechly walking away when they did, I think we're going to start watching guys walk away from football sooner rather than later, and probably best for it. But if you're somebody in Tua's life and this continues to happen, I think that's a conversation you really got to look at him and say, hey, we got to have a serious talk about your future in playing this game.
Yeah.
Well, if they just kept him out the first time, they'd be fine.
Right. And again, part of the reason he's probably been concussed 2 more times. Grant, this was probably, if you can say one's less bad than the others, but this is probably the least worst of the 3 because of it just happened because of whiplash. But I don't, maybe that doesn't happen if he doesn't play through the first one.
Good point. My last one, the Eagles aren't quite ready yet.
Been saying it all year.
You have.
Well, it was Minshew mania out there.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Are you sure?
I see them making maybe the
picks,
NFC title game, but they're not going to beat the Niners. They're not going to beat the
the 49ers are the best quarterback in the NFL. Well, which brings me to number 3. If Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch start Jimmy Garoppolo, if he's able to come back in the playoffs, I will personally fly to Santa Clara, California, and punch them both in the face.
Come on.
He's literally the number 1 quarterback in passer rating.
Is that a threat?
He's thrown for more passing yards than anybody else since he started. He's the number 1 quarterback in the league in 3 of the major categories. You can't start anybody else if he's healthy.
You were a Jimmy G apologist beginning of the season.
Oh, he's better than Trey Lance. If they ever start Trey Lance over Brock Purdy, they should both be fired on the spot.
You're going to call in a bomb threat if they do?
I understand that you gave away
not confirm nor deny.
But by the way, an honorable mention, the Broncos have been set back 10 years because of this Russell Wilson trade, by the way.
They gave up 5 draft picks, including the first rounder next year.
Yeah, and this year.
And this, well, that's
I can't believe it was possible to make a worse move than
this will be the worst trade in NFL history.
Worse than the Ricky Williams trade.
Yes. And I don't even think it's close.
Was it them or the Texans that signed Brock Osweiler for that huge deal?
Brock.
Oh my gosh.
Houston, excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, they took the contract then.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yes, they did. And here's the thing. Like what San Francisco San Francisco did, and albeit as stupid of a trade as it possibly was for the Trey Lance deal, they still had a winning team built in with a guy to be retained in Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
You didn't have anybody as the backup if Russell Wilson didn't work. Now, nobody in the world outside of Kenny the intern here thought this wasn't going to work out, and I still can't believe he called that. But you left the cupboard so bare and killed your salary cap so bad.
Yeah.
There's one thing to do and then go out and spend $50 million. Trey Lance is a rookie on a rookie deal. So you saved at least some cap room there to make some moves in free agency. Now, the rest of the roster, not so much. But San Francisco bet the farm with a little bit left in the reserves. Denver went all in on a guy thinking they were a quarterback away and bought a little bit of fool's gold.
You're going to have to tax the weed higher.
What are the odds that they still give the starting position to Trey Lance starting next season?
Very high.
I was thinking that too.
You have to. You have to at least entertain the idea. And that's incredibly stupid.
It was an investment.
It was, and you've
got a risk, high risk
investment. I think you can entertain that idea.
So was Tesla, but look where it is.
I think you can entertain that in camp. I think you can entertain that in the preseason. But if it's not glaringly obvious, there's no way you can trot him out there over Brock Purdy. They will riot in San Francisco.
I think they'll get that ironed out before game 1.
I don't. It's the same thing with Russell Wilson though. Like, do you draft a quarterback this year?
Yes,
but I think so. But it's not like you don't have the picks in the higher round, so it's not like you're going to go out and get a Bryce Young or CJ Stroud or anybody of that caliber. And you're probably going to have to get them ready. But maybe that's the best case. Give him a couple years to sit behind a guy that's you're paying to go out there and get you another draft pick or two.
Let's be honest, though. How many times does that top, how many times do you have a draft like a 2020 quarterback draft? Or excuse me, 2021 with Fields and Lawrence? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a
which looks like
83 draft. You know what I mean? Like that. So those types of drafts where the shoe-in guys are for sure hits. That doesn't come along very often. So 9 times out of 10, I'd say you're finding your good quarterbacks in the 3rd to 6th round.
Maybe they'll get Andy Dalton's clone, Max Duggan.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not funny. Leave my boy Max alone. I mean,
it looks just like him.
He does look like him, but I think
he plays for TCU.
I think this year with Bryce Young and CJ Stroud and Will Levis, and I mean,
there's a few good guys in the.
You've got a chance to
picks.
have, I don't want to compare it to the 83 draft by any stretch of the imagination, but some guys, but those again are the top of the draft. And then, you got Michael Pratt from Tulane and Cam Ward is a guy that I think has a lot of people interested, but it's one of those things that you've got some guys that maybe end up being project quarterbacks later down the road. And I think Will Levis is one of those guys that if you do have a Russell Wilson where you're contractually obligated, and obviously Bo Nix fits in the discussion too, but if you have a Russell Wilson that you're committed to, maybe going and getting a Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, who showed you flashes, going and getting a Michael Penix Jr., who was able to do some things after leaving Indiana and at Indiana, but also going to Washington, and getting one of those guys that could benefit from sitting behind you while you suck and build the team around him.
There you go. He's already in Seattle.
Yeah,
Seattle. Pick up Penix in the draft.
Yeah, it's
nice little fit.
I think this is going to be. I don't want to say it's going to be one of the best quarterback classes of all time because I hate saying that before they've proven anything in the NFL. But I think it's going to be one of the more intriguing ones that get talked about down the road.
Look like Hall of Famers compared to last year's class.
That's a great point. And that was our reaction to the NFL, and we don't know what we're talking about. But if you want to listen to it, give us a listen at SoundCloud.com/afterhour 1620. It was brought to you by Pyramid Roofing. Does get a little drafty in your house? Is your roof leaking? Why wait till the spring to get it fixed? Let the number one roofer in Omaha come take care of your roofing, windows, gutters, or siding needs. They do it all. Give Pyramid Roofing a call at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today. Chance Oliver tells us what's trending on social media when we come back on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Rob Love here for Forsman's Finest Decks. If you spent all summer on your friends or your in-laws patio and you want your deck to be the hangout for football games or summer parties next year, call 402-504-2751 and let Travis and crew come build you the finest deck in town. Forsman's Finest Decks, build the finest decks in Omaha.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
It's hard to believe, but baseball and softball season is just around the corner, and now's the time for all baseball and softball players to start training for their seasons. Everyone knows the place to train is the Strike Zone Baseball Softball Training Academy. From group lessons to specialized clinics, they have everything for players of all ages and skill level. From pitching, catching, hitting, and position play, this is where you need to be to get your game to the next level. Need equipment? They have that too. Check out StrikeZoneOmaha.com and get registered for January's classes today.
Could your company use a fresh new marketing plan for the second half of 2022? Pixel Fire Marketing has your back. From a redesigned logo to a new website to targeting your ideal clients through audience targeting or social media marketing, Pixel Fire Marketing is your online marketing partner. If you're ready to put your best marketing foot forward, visit pixelfiremarketing.com today to take the next step. That's pixelfiremarketing.com.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
If that refrigerator is leaking all over the floor, or maybe that dryer isn't drying your clothes, get your appliances fixed ASAP. Call ASAP Appliance and Plumbing at 402-706-9931. If you need your drain snaked, call ASAP. ASAP Plumbing and Appliance. Family owned and fixing your problems as soon as possible since 2007.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
The holidays are here. Pick up your favorite Coca-Cola products and follow the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan at Hy-Vee stores. The Caravan is at the Hy-Vee on West Broadway in Council Bluffs December 10th, the Papillion Shadow Lake store December 11th. Then you can catch the truck at the 178th and Pacific and 156th and Maple Street locations December 13th and 14th before it rounds out at the 79th and Cass Street location, 144th and Stony Brook, and the Council Bluffs Madison Street location December 15th, 16th, and 17th. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back, knee, or shoulder? Are the cortisone shots not lasting as long as they used to? Pain West is the premier pain management clinic in the Omaha area, bringing the best of all treatments into one facility for the most state-of-the-art, effective, and personalized care. Call 402-505-7989 to set up a complimentary consultation today, or visit us at painwest.com to see how we can help you live pain-free today.
For most of us, riding season is over. Time to put the bike away. But maybe the economy is kicking your butt. Maybe you have 2 bikes to store and you're thinking it's time to downsize. Or maybe riding just isn't a thing for you anymore. It doesn't matter why. Luss Hills Harley-Davidson will buy your bike. Yep, Luss Hills HD will buy your bike at a fair price and make sure it goes to a good home. Luss Hills Harley-Davidson, I-29 and Highway 34 south of Council Bluffs.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $20.10 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/career. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wrapping up the first hour of the After Hours Lounge here at 1620 The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Pain West, your one-stop pain management clinic. You have chiropractic needs. If you need a massage, or maybe you just need to figure out why your wrist, back, or knee keeps hurting, give them a call today at 402-505-7989 to schedule a complimentary consultation today. We've reached the portion of the show where Chance Oliver searches the web and tells us what's trending on social media. Chance, what do you got for us?
I'm not a religious person, but
we've noticed.
I feel like we have strayed from the light of God, and I'm gonna play it for you.
I'm terrified right now. So if you're unfamiliar, that was the Nickelodeon broadcast of the broadcast. And they have characters that want to explain the game of football to children. And for those who are fans like
Patrick the Star.
He
okay.
isn't known for being the most intelligent person on the planet, or starfish in the ocean in this.
Correct.
And he was describing Russell Wilson's play. I don't know if that was necessarily by design. If it was perfect. However,
It's rigged. It has to be.
Russell Wilson started the game 0 for 3 with 2 interceptions. So if the shoe fits, go ahead and wear it.
Having one of your picks called by
can't be that bad, right?
0 for 3 with 2 picks. Ended up having 3 picks in the game.
From what we saw in Seattle.
Maybe Russell or maybe Pete Carroll isn't on the hot seat because maybe he's just a genius.
Oh man.
Still should have ran the ball with Marshawn on the goal.
I
in the
don't-
Super Bowl, though.
I don't know how it could get any worse.
It can't.
Well, having Patrick Star call your interception.
So we're
is
both
so funny.
Chance, you obviously hate children, but you and
Yes.
I
I love my niece and nephew.
You and I are fathers.
Yes.
Proud. When Jackson gets older, do you think this is something you may indulge with him, maybe to help him learn sports? Hey, listen, we've got this. You like SpongeBob, you like whatever characters that you
The
like.
Nickelodeon broadcast?
Maybe. You like it? Do you think it's a good idea?
It's cool.
Have you watched it? I actually haven't. haven't
the very
watched it.
first year they did it, I watched a lot of it.
I know Nate Burleson does a great job with it.
He
but-
does. He's excellent. It's okay. I think it's a little too like keep it the what was the name of the original show? You Can't Do That on Television. Was that the name of the show?
I remember all
where
that.
the slime, they got the slime
Double Dare. That was the slime originally on Double Dare.
No, well, right. Double Dare took it over.
Oh, okay.
But the original like first hit show Nickelodeon ever had, I believe it was called You Can't Do That on Television.
Never heard of it.
And it was a show where anytime you said I don't know, that's when you got slimed.
Oh, was that a thing? I thought that originated from Double Dare. The more you know.
Slimed, or it'd be pudding or something, it'd be something you get dumped on you.
And then,
it was a thing.
All right, according to Google,
which is never wrong. It's on the
never
internet, it can't be
ever
wrong.
Well, this is from Vox, so yell at Vox if it's wrong. The green slime first appeared on the Canadian TV show You Can't Do That on Television in 1979.
I wasn't
I'm
alive.
old.
I wasn't alive.
A show that 2 years later
was bought by Nickelodeon,
aired on the kids channel Nickelodeon.
And then Double Dare didn't come
Thanks,
along
thanks,
until
Canadians.
They also gave us Tom Green, by the way, and
Justin Bieber and
McDonald. It just passed away.
Ryan Reynolds. Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald.
yeah.
Thank you.
Trickleback.
Yeah, no, they turned Strange Brew.
Trish Stratus.
Hey.
Yeah.
Rick
Yeah,
Moranis.
Shout out to the Canadians. Who thought we were going to be talking about that in the social media soundbite? But we went from Patrick Starr to Canadians. The more you know. Hey, if you missed the social media soundbite, check it out. SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620. That segment was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. If you're heading into 2023 with a non-existent website, maybe you need a new logo, or if you're just trying to target an ideal audience online in a certain part of the town, Pixel Fire Marketing can help with that and a lot more. Give them a check out at pixelfiremarketing.com. Tell Dan Desivey and the team we sent you over there. Have them build you a website, design a logo, help you with some geofencing, and a whole lot more. Pixel Fire Marketing is your online partner when it comes to advertising. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more information. We're buying and selling. We come back on 1620 Zone.
Could your company use a fresh new marketing plan for the second half of 2022? Pixel Fire Marketing has your back. From a redesigned logo to a new website to targeting your ideal clients through audience targeting or social media marketing, Pixel Fire Marketing is your online marketing partner. If you're ready to put your best marketing foot forward, visit pixelfiremarketing.com today to take the next step. That's pixelfiremarketing.com.
It's hard to believe, but baseball and softball season is just around the corner, and now's the time for all baseball and softball players to start training for their seasons. Everyone knows the place to train is the Strike Zone Baseball Softball Training Academy. From group lessons to specialized clinics, they have everything for players of all ages and skill level. From pitching, catching, hitting, and position play, this is where you need to be to get your game to the next level. Need equipment? They have that too. Check out StrikeZoneOmaha.com and get registered for January's classes today.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite. It's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
After spending another summer on your deck dealing with a harsh sunshine, hot temperatures, and all-around unpleasantness, maybe it's time to start thinking about upgrading your deck to something a little finer with Forsman's Finest Decks. Forsman's Finest Decks is pretty great at building covered decks or patios to give you more shade for cookouts, hangouts, or even enjoying a game on TV. Start by booking your new deck for the spring of 2023. Family-owned, Forsman's Finest Decks are the finest decks you can find. Find Forsman's Finest Decks at forsmansfinest.com.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
If that refrigerator is leaking all over the floor, or maybe that dryer isn't drying your clothes, get your appliances fixed ASAP. Call ASAP Appliance and Plumbing at 402-706-9931. If you need your drain snaked, call ASAP. ASAP Plumbing and Appliance. Family owned and fixing your problems as soon as possible since 2007.
ASAP for service. ASAP.
If you are goal-oriented and want to work for a company awarded Best in its field 12 of the last 14 years, FCC is the answer for you. You can drive as many miles as you'd like and can earn an average income between $76,000 and $90,000 a year. If you want to work somewhere where you're not just a number, but a valued member of a team, apply today. You'll get $1,000 for orientation pay and free SiriusXM. Head over to fcc-inc.com today and register to be a part of our team today. That's fcc-inc.com. Apply today.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back, knee, or shoulder? Are the cortisone shots not lasting as long as they used to? Pain West is the premier pain management clinic in the Omaha area, bringing the best of all treatments into one facility for the most state-of-the-art, effective, and personalized care. Call 402-505-7989 to set up a complimentary consultation today, or visit us at painwest.com to see how we can help you live pain-free today.
The holidays are here. Pick up your favorite Coca-Cola products and follow the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan at Hy-Vee stores. The Caravan is at the Hy-Vee on West Broadway in Council Bluffs December 10th, the Papillion Shadow Lake store December 11th. Then you can catch the truck at the 178th and Pacific and 156th and Maple Street locations December 13th and 14th, before it rounds out at the 79th and Cass Street location, 144th and Stony Brook, and the Council Bluffs Madison Street location December 15th, 16th, and 17th. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Shop Woodhouse Place Hyundai and Nissan, 144th and Giles. KOZN, Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs.
Seven o'clock on a Tuesday night here on 1620 The Zone. We're brought to you by Western Community College, home of the Reavers. Follow all the championship sports action at GoReavers.com. It is buy or sell time here on 1620 Zone, where Chance Oliver picks our brain and things going on in the sporting world. Chance, what do you got for us?
Well, I got more than a few, so let's get started. There has been a lot of speculation this week about Sean Payton returning to the NFL. The buzz on Twitter, besides Patrick Starr, was around Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. Buy or sell Sean Payton and a 46-year-old Tom Brady being a good match.
This is why I waited to talk about the Sean Payton to Denver stuff.
El Drace in the hole. I hear you.
Because I don't think Sean Payton coaches in Tampa Bay or Denver. I'm selling.
Okay.
And here's why. Sean Payton's going to be a hot commodity this year. Sean Payton's going to be a hot commodity next year. Sean Payton's going to have the pick of the litter where he wants to go. And I think he sits back and he's going to get paid to do whatever he wants. He'll have another bad Kevin James movie made about him, and we'll move on. But I don't think
I'd be offended.
It's neither one of those teams are attractive to me right now if I'm a head coach. Yeah, maybe Brady has some lure to him, but it's not like he's going to be there very long. And you get hired in the NFL to get fired in the NFL. But I'm looking at the quarterback I'm going to be suited with long term, the GM I have to work with, and obviously the situation of the team. And back to Russell Wilson for a second. Their GM tweeted out today that Russell Wilson is, quote, fixable.
Yeah,
I don't know how great I feel if I'm a Denver Broncos fan or a player in that locker room if that's what's getting said
He's
about.
not your boyfriend. What are you talking about?
Yeah, just a bad look. But
I could change him.
It really wouldn't surprise me if Sean Payton never coached again either. I think he's perfectly happy with the way he left it. For some people, that matters just as much as the success they had.
He did a special thing in New Orleans.
Yeah, over and over again, too.
Yes.
The Katrina stuff, the Super Bowl run, the success afterwards, getting through Bounty Gate, all of that.
Him and Drew Brees are staples in the New Orleans community.
Who will
forever
be
now.
a head coach somewhere in the next 5 years.
Absolutely.
Drew Brees.
I'd like to see Drew be he seems more of a college coach to me, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But Sean Payton, former Bear, 85 Bear.
Really? They don't talk about that every time he's on TV. It's for some reason.
Free safety. Yeah, I was thinking about what you're saying. He could not coach again and be just fine. What
would be a lot of fun though?
What's that?
Sean Payton
in Chicago.
Yeah, that. But
thanks, Chance.
But pair him up with Justin Herbert in LA. That could be a lot of fun.
Okay,
I think that's something that Justin Herbert
know
could
the
do.
coach is in I was about to say San Diego, LA.
Say San Diego, so that's what it is. But I just think about. I think that's the situation where you're looking at cap room, young, talented quarterback. How can I help mold that and fix that?
Sean Payton always had a really good defense too.
Yeah,
doesn't get talked about enough,
and that's really what carried that team for the last 3 years when Drew Brees couldn't
Chargers
throw it
in the
downfield.
playoffs Sunday.
What else you got for us, Chance?
Well, real quick, who would have thought after all this time, Sean Payton is now the good guy for trying to kill villain Brett Favre?
Right? Yeah. Man, thank God for Bounty Gate. Huh?
He was just trying to hurt the money launderer. Anyway, Myles Garrett only needs 3 sacks over the next 2 games to get hit to be the third fastest player to get 75 sacks.
Wow.
Buy or sell that Myles Garrett doesn't get appreciated because he plays for the Cleveland Browns.
Buy.
Heavy
Yeah.
buy.
If he's in Baltimore or Pittsburgh or somebody if he's in any other team in that division, let alone the NFL, he's probably one of the most talked about marketable players on the planet.
First team all defense and
he kind of gets that anyway. But I mean, from a marketability standpoint, obviously, swinging your helmet at somebody's not going to help.
I mean,
But
hating Mason Rudolph is hilarious.
Yeah. Speaking of people that should probably be celebrated, but I mean, it's one of those things that I think that kind of back to the Sean Payton thing and to mirror this, it matters where you are too. Cleveland's not the most marketable city on the planet.
What do you mean, Cleveland rocks?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'm gonna build off of that, Chance.
No.
What would be the odds of Sean Payton working with
Deshaun
Watson, Cleveland? Great defense, great running game. I don't know if Landry's not going to be there. Probably
Kevin Stefanski, he's not there anyway.
He's not there now.
He's in New Orleans.
I was going to say, did they ditch Stefanski?
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, kind of feels like you brought in Deshaun Watson to work with Kevin Stefanski. He's only 40 years old. You got to give him a little bit of a pass because he didn't have his quarterback this year. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but
yeah, but he's from Mike Zimmer's coaching tree.
Yeah, but I guess if you get Sean Payton to take, Kev, thanks for your time. We'll see you down the road. That could be interesting too. But they call it the mistake by the lake for a reason. I don't know how many people are going
Cleveland.
I don't know how many people are going from New Orleans to Cleveland and being happy about it. Especially when you can go anywhere you want.
Witness protection, maybe.
What else you got, Chance?
The college football playoff is this weekend. Number 1 Georgia takes on number 4 Ohio State, and number 2 Michigan takes on number 3 TCU. Buy or sell, the Bulldogs have the most to lose.
Oh, sell. It's Ohio State. I mean, you might be the number 4 team.
More to lose?
Yeah, you might be the number 4 team in vaccine, but people are calling for Ryan Day's job in Columbus.
You guys are
and you just got
that's not fair.
You just got boat raced by Michigan for the second year in a row. If you go out and you lay a game against Georgia, and granted the defending national champions, the number 1 team in the country, and you're probably gonna get it put on you, it's gonna be a bad look.
Ohio State, you Ohio State fans, you better tread lightly because Day is a good coach.
You're 11-1.
Okay,
there's like so much.
You could go from Ohio State to being Nebraska overnight
if
you make the wrong coaching hire.
You can count on your fingers how many people are better.
I think
than
you need to
Ryan
lay
Day
off
Ohio
Ryan
State.
Day. I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, I'm not moving Ryan Day if I'm Ohio State. What else you got, Chance? Buy or sell that they have the most loose. Georgia.
I'm gonna buy. They're the defending champs. They're the
but
SEC representative.
That's why I think you get a little bit of a leeway.
No,
you already
you're the
won
SEC
one.
You don't get no. It's championship or bust, especially if you're the only SEC representative.
You have a rooting interest? You got anybody you want to see win this thing?
I'd like to see TCU.
I would too. I want to see Max. I want to see Max Duggan get it done. What else you got, Chance? Sorry.
The Eagles, without Jalen Hurts, fell in this week's NFL Power Rankings on ESPN.com. The Chiefs have replaced the Eagles as the top team on the list. Buy or sell the Kansas City Chiefs as the best team in the NFL.
I'm going to sell. I'm going to say whoever it is, they're in the NFC.
I agree.
And if we are at a point where the Chiefs really legitimately, if we broke down all the stats, looked at the records, power schedule, all that stuff, if the Chiefs are really the best, then this is a very bad year for the NFL.
Well, I think it puts even more of a feather in the cap to what Andy Reid's been able to do.
Yes.
And I think if we're talking about the best team in the NFL, I think you got to go 2 through 53 or 2 through 52 in this case.
Yeah.
And not because I think you have to take quarterback out of the equation.
The field.
And because the best player on the planet is Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's not even close. And that's a lot of the reason why and he'll be the NFL MVP this season. It's a lot of the reason why the Chiefs are in that spot. But it's either Philadelphia or San Francisco. If we're talking about the best overall team.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I think it's one of the NFC representatives, even if it's not one of those two.
Yeah.
With Buffalo kind of being in the
maybe
mix too.
Cincinnati gets an argument in there, maybe, but
KC has a horrible habit of playing down to competition.
Yeah, they've done it a lot this season again.
Point,
what else you got, Chance?
If the season ended today, all count them 4 of the NFC East teams are in the playoffs. Buy or sell all 4 NFC teams making it in.
I'm going to sell just because they all play each other one more time, and I think that's going to have a bad effect on one of them getting in, probably more so Washington than anybody.
Yeah.
And maybe even the Giants because they've kind of fallen apart towards the end as well.
Yeah. Giants are not a playoff team right at this point later in the season. Washington has kind of fizzled out.
I'll tell you this, though. It's going to be a really bad look if they all 4 get in and none of them make the NFC Championship game. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, God.
You got your name in the hat more times. Yeah, no, NFC East, it's Dallas and Philadelphia.
Yeah, I agree.
Period.
Yeah, one more chance?
We do. This actually comes in our stream chat from viewer Theo.
Shout out, Theo. What's up, Theo?
Thank you for listening / watching. What do you guys think of Adrian Martinez playing versus the Alabama Crimson Tide this weekend?
Well, not even that. Will Anderson and Bryce Young are both playing for Alabama as well. So it's not like you got a bunch of guys take. I like Chris Kleiman. I've been very vocal about wanting Chris Kleiman to be the next head coach of Nebraska if Scott Frost is getting fired. I feel really bad for Chris Kleiman this weekend. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
It's going to be a hailstorm.
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty for Alabama.
Oh, Adrian gets a done chance. You calling it?
No, who's their second stringer who's really good?
For K-State?
Yeah. Or was it the third stringer? I can't remember.
So they've played 4 quarterbacks at some point this season.
I think our little pinball collection of quarterbacks gets it done.
Will Anderson's the Will Howard. Will Howard. Yeah, for the backup that came in and played really well, and honestly, I think played better.
Deuce running the rock?
Outside of
they're gonna come together like the Planeteers and get it done.
Outside of the Oklahoma game this year, Adrian hasn't had that great of a season. He's been helped a lot by the talent around him, specifically Deuce Vaughn more than anybody.
Deuce Vaughn's a real deal.
That was the buy or sell segment. If you missed it, check it out. SoundCloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by ASAP Plumbing and Appliance. When I bought my new house, my fridge was leaking everywhere. It's the fridge that came with the house. We thought we were going to have to buy a new appliance on top of the big purchase of the house. We had ASAP Plumbing and Appliance come out. They diagnosed our refrigerator, got it fixed in under 15 minutes and got it running like brand new. If you've got an appliance that isn't working how it used to, or maybe you need your drain snaked, give ASAP Plumbing and Appliance a call today at 402-706-9931 and have them come out as soon as possible. We'll be right back reviewing signing day and Nebraska's recruiting class here on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, Jimmy Allen here for Caddyshack Bar and Grill. 2 great locations, 117th in Blondo or 181st in Harrison. You could stop out and get $1 off for all of your drinks for the remainder of the evening, or stop out and get a chicken club sandwich and fries for just $10.95. Caddyshack Bar and Grill is the official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Partly cloudy, not as cold tonight. A south breeze holding temperatures in the upper 20s. Partly to mostly cloudy on Wednesday, breezy and milder. Highs reach the low to mid 40s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
It's hard to believe, but baseball and softball season is just around the corner, and now's the time for all baseball and softball players to start training for their seasons. Everyone knows the place to train is the Strike Zone Baseball Softball Training Academy. From group lessons to specialized clinics, they have everything for players of all ages and skill level. For pitching, catching, hitting, and position play. This is where you need to be to get your game to the next level. Need equipment? They have that too. Check out StrikeZoneOmaha.com and get registered for January's classes today.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite. It's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
Do you enjoy working outside? Do you like getting your hands dirty but just haven't found the career for you? Come work with the finest deck building company in Omaha. Forsman's Finest Decks is looking for experienced and new carpenters. With competitive wages in a field where you can master your craft, Forsman is the best place for a construction specialist to get a fresh start. Call today at 402-504-2751 or email info@forsmansfinest.com to set up an interview today.
The holidays are here. Pick up your favorite Coca-Cola products and follow the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan at Hy-Vee stores. The Caravan is at the Hy-Vee on West Broadway in Council Bluffs December 10th, the Papillion Shadow Lake store December 11th. Then you can catch the truck at the 178th and Pacific and 156th and Maple Street locations December 13th and 14th before it rounds out at the 79th and Cass Street location, 144th and Stony Brook, and the Council Bluffs Madison Street location December 15th, 16th, and 17th. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back, knee, or shoulder? Are the cortisone shots not lasting as long as they used to? Pain West is the premier pain management clinic in the Omaha area, bringing the best of all treatments into one facility for the most state-of-the-art, effective, and personalized care. Call 402-505-7989 to set up a complimentary consultation today, or visit us at painwest.com to see how we can help you live pain-free today.
What does Saul's loan on? Almost everything, like jewelry, gold chains, bracelets, earrings, wedding rings, and high-end watches, guns, electronics, $10 to $50,000, super fast and easy with no credit check. Saul's loans on almost everything.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Not iced tea, lemonade.
Top 5 iced tea tracks of all time.
You could make a second show after the conversations we had. It is the After Hours Lounge.
Couldn't air it, though.
It's podcast. It's brought to you by our friends over at Iowa Western Community College. Visit the college's beautiful campus located over in Council Bluffs and take a tour with one of their helpful administration staff with over 80 programs of study. You could be you at IW. We were supposed to be on last week. We're going to talk to Brian Munson about the recruiting class and National Signing Day, the early signing period, and what this team and what this class looked like. But obviously, Mother Nature had other plans, and we're on that. We're going to talk to Brian on Friday. get his thoughts on it. But I really wanted to go over this class and what exactly Matt Rule was able to do in a month. We talked about it on Tuesday, but it just kind of got the cherry on top, and I don't think he's done it. And when a guy like Cameron Lenhart is set to announce on the 3rd as well, and the multi-talented linebacker looks like he's going to be a Nebraska lean, probably getting in the boat as well. But this was a class that not even 3 months ago only had 1 4-star prospect in it. Now you have 3 with Malachi Coleman, Riley Van Poppel, and Prince William Min. And then you look down the list at the guys that Matt Rule was able to keep in this class. You've got the Jaden Dosses of the world, the wide receiver from Missouri, and then Dylan Rogers, the linebacker from Cypress, Texas. Obviously, Rule's connections to Texas there probably helped out a little bit. And obviously Dylan Rogers already being committed. But I can't help but look at a guy like Maverick Noonan. And I know people point at who his father was, and it's a legacy guy, and he was going to come here no matter what. I don't necessarily know if that was the case. And I think the staff did a good enough job keeping him in this class. And I think he's going to end up when you've got guys like Van Poppel and like Coleman. I think there's a lot of room for interpretation of the best player is going to be. It wouldn't surprise me if the best player in this class ended up being Maverick Noonan. And I get he's an in-state guy and a legacy player, but I think he was the most important person to keep in this class. And when we asked Brian Munson who that player was, he said Jaden Doss from Missouri. And it felt like he never wavered. Now you got a guy like Amarion Miller who was committed and ended up going to Colorado. And obviously Malachi entertained the idea and took the visit out to Boulder as well. But you also got a guy like Jalen Lloyd, who never even had an offer that was in state from Omaha West Side and obviously formerly Omaha Central as well. And it just feels like this staff did a really good job of assessing what was needed and filling those gaps. And we talk and into the transfer portal for a second. I mean, no disrespects to the Samari Tourés of the world, but it's really nice to look down the transfer list and see the schools that they're coming from are Florida, Texas A&M, Georgia Tech, Baylor, Arizona State, Florida.
That Jeff Sims pickup at quarterback. Surprise. You were high on Georgia Tech.
I was. And
do you think a different offense for a quarterback like him? Well, granted, they've been throwing the ball at Georgia Tech with this new coach they had down there. So
yeah, but he got fired.
He did.
But
opening, grand closing.
Jeff Sims,
he's an athlete.
I don't know if it's PTSD or what, but just reminds me too much of Adrian Martinez.
Okay,
he hangs onto the ball way too long. He doesn't seem like. Listen, change of scenery can mean a lot of
game
different
doesn't
things.
get canceled. It'll be fine.
Yeah, according to Nebraska lore. I know Matt Rule has been high on him, and he talked about how happy he was to get him. Has been a big fan of him for a long time. And a new look offense can make different coaching, maybe a little better offensive line play, which you think you're going to get, especially with a guy like Ben Scott, the center transfer from Arizona State coming in. I think if Casey Thompson comes back next year, it's going to be his show to run. I really do, and I think that he's an NFL guy. I think Casey Thompson really is. And
do you think Sims reminds him of PJ
Walker
a little bit?
I can see that comparison. Yeah, I think they're very similar. And I don't know if I'm just remembering this wrong, but I think he might even have said that. And I could Matt Rule might have, I think. But but when you look at this recruiting class and this transfer class,
it's huge.
Well, not even that. The defensive side of the ball gets a major upgrade at some serious positions.
Yep.
Chief Borders is going to be a dude, the edge rusher from Florida. And I already talked about Elijah Judy earlier in this segment, but I honestly think he is the single most important addition to this team for next season.
Related to Jerry? Got to be, right?
I don't know if they are, but obviously last name, exact same spelling.
Yeah,
but,
that's a very original name.
I just think there's some additions to this class. Obviously, we saw what Tristan Alvano can do in that stadium in the state championship game. A little different aspect when there's 93,000 people, but I mean, looked as cool as the other side of the pillow when he was out there kicking. But it just feels like you're getting some guys that could come in, maybe not in a starting capacity, but on the offensive side of the offensive line with a guy like Sam Sledge, with a guy like Brock Knutson could come in and give you some depth at those positions.
Yeah.
And it's going to be and to Jason McKazick to some degree as well. Really well liked by Dylan Raiola or Donovan Raiola. Right, Raiola. Sorry, there we go. Was very high in him. Wanted to give him an offer. Scott Frost didn't feel like it was a committable offer, so they didn't go ahead and offer him. Obviously, new coaching staff went out and got a guy he liked, and that's really important for a coach to have somebody that they like at that certain position to come in.
More speed, more overall team speed on defense, and more athleticism on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Not so much size. We've had size.
Right.
We
And-
need athleticism
and
on the offensive
Just
line.
looking at these guys.
And that's what I see.
6'3", 320.
Yes.
Mason
Hello,
Goldman,
Bryce.
6'5", 260.
There you go.
Brock
Perfect.
Knutson is maybe the only guy that kind of fits the previous mold at 6'7", 300 pounds, but looks the part.
Right.
And there's been some discussion about Maverick possibly playing offensive line. He's an edge rusher, folks. He's going to be on the other side of the ball. It's you don't have the 6'8", 6'9", 320. You have some guys that can move on and that are quick on their feet and good with their hands, and I think that's as important as anything. The Ben Scott transfer from Arizona State, though, I think gives you some peace of mind for next season and maybe even the season after at center. I really think you need to do a good job of trying to find somebody that you feel comfortable developing in that spot in the background.
Yeah.
Because like now for the second straight season, you're going to have kind of a guy that hasn't played in one offense or at that position. And obviously Cam Jurgens before that had never played the position before. You got to find a way to make sure that you start in the inside and build it out.
Can Scott put on about 20 or 30 more pounds? Because he's a little bit light for center. 6'5", got the nice height.
Yeah.
290 though.
That works in the Pac-12.
Yeah,
that might not work
in
in
the
the
Big
Ten. Maybe the most eyebrow raising or kind of out of left field transfer for me was Josh Fleeks, the wide receiver from Baylor.
Okay.
5'10", 190.
I knew that name.
He's gonna fill the slot role and I think take the top off the defense type of guy. But didn't really, it just kind of seemed to come out and with the transfer portal, you don't really hear a lot of rumors and innuendo, but kind of seemed to come out of left field and joins a really nice wide receiver class with Bryce Turner, a guy that wasn't on a whole lot of people's radars, but I think those two guys have same body types, and obviously Fleek's played a lot more football, can help a guy like Bryce Turner, who's more of a track guy, wasn't really known as a football recruit, and then started picking up some offers late in Nebraska. Really liked what he could be and how they could develop him, and brought him in, and was the first signee under commitment under Matt Rule after they got here.
So he's this year's Trey Neal.
I think he's gonna make an impact though. I think he's a guy that down the road, because that's the one thing that we didn't have under Scott Frost, right? Is you'd go out, you'd get these guys, DeMarion Houston's of the world, that could just run 1,000 yards at light speed. You never see him get on the field, and that kind of feels like that's not the approach Matt Rule wants.
Right.
If I'm going to get this guy, I want him to be able to be a playmaker down the road.
Yeah. Lot of if the majority of these guys aren't starters within the next 2 years, heavy contributors.
Yeah,
heavy contributors.
I think the guy that's going to be the hidden gem of this class, though, and it's kind of hard to say a guy that's 6'3", 285 pounds, is a hidden gem, because we had him in studio and he took up almost the entire whiteboard behind you.
Yeah,
it is Sam Sledge.
He's a big dude.
And when anybody that got a chance to see him play out at Creighton Prep, that dude is different. And that's one of the things I always said, that I won't believe that Nebraska can turn around until we see things look different inside the trenches. I think Sam Sledge and Elijah Judy are two of those guys where it will look different.
They're not afraid to get dirty in the trenches.
I hope the attrition's different on a class by class basis.
Yeah, you can't, and that was arguably the biggest downfall of the previous coaching staff.
We
Is
literally have the classes
number
gone
of misses that they had in recruiting. It was staggering. I think it was, I believe at one point it was at 50% or higher.
Tell your recruits the truth.
If you missed our segment recapping signing day in this class, check it out, soundcloud.com/afterhours1620. It was brought to you by Forsman's Finest Decks. If you spent all summer on your friend's patio, or maybe even at your in-laws watching football games, you want your deck to be the hangout spot. Maybe your deck is just missing a roof and you couldn't sit outside on it all year this year without getting sunburnt. Give Forsman's Finest Decks a call at 402-504-2751. Let Travis and the crew come build you the finest deck in town. Forsman's Finest Decks, building the finest decks in Omaha. We'll be right back, taking a look at the quarterback carousel in the NFL here on 1620 The Zone.
DJ, that's my DJ.
Hey everyone, Rob Love here for Pyramid Roofing. Does it get a little drafty in your house? Is your roof leaking? Why wait until spring? Let the #1 roofer in Omaha come take care of your roof, windows, gutters, or siding. They do it all. Call Pyramid Roofing at 402-502-9300 or check out pyramidroof.com to book a free estimate today.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
Could your company use a fresh new marketing plan for the second half of 2022? Pixel Fire Marketing has your back. From a redesigned logo to a new website to targeting your ideal clients through audience targeting or social media marketing, Pixel Fire Marketing is your online marketing partner. If you're ready to put your best marketing foot forward, visit pixelfiremarketing.com today to take the next step. That's pixelfiremarketing.com.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less. ASAP for service, ASAP.
If that refrigerator is leaking all over the floor, or maybe that dryer isn't drying your clothes, get your appliances fixed ASAP. Call ASAP Appliance and Plumbing at 402-706-9931. If you need your drain snaked, call ASAP. ASAP Plumbing and Appliance. Family owned and fixing your problems as soon as possible since 2007.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with after hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
The holidays are here. Pick up your favorite Coca-Cola products and follow the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan at Hy-Vee stores. The Caravan is at the Hy-Vee on West Broadway in Council Bluffs December 10th, the Papillion Shadow Lake store December 11th. Then you can catch the truck at the 178th and Pacific and 156th and Maple Street locations December 13th and 14th before it rounds out at the 79th and Cass Street location, 144th and Stony Brook, and the Council Bluffs Madison Street location December 15th, 16th, and 17th. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
If you are goal-oriented and want to work for a company awarded Best in its field 12 of the last 14 years, FCC is the answer for you. You can drive as many miles as you'd like and can earn an average income between $76,000 and $90,000 a year. If you want to work somewhere where you're not just a number, but a valued member of a team, apply today. You'll get $1,000 for orientation pay and free SiriusXM. Head over to fcc-inc.com today and register to be a part of our team today. That's fcc-inc.com. Apply today.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back, knee, or shoulder? Are the cortisone shots not lasting as long as they used to? Pain West is the premier pain management clinic in the Omaha area, bringing the best of all treatments into one facility for the most state-of-the-art, effective, and personalized care. Call 402-505-7989 to set up a complimentary consultation today, or visit us at painwest.com to see how we can help you live pain-free today.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens.
Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
Hello, friends. Kent Pavelka, wishing everyone happy holidays and best wishes for the new year from John Higgins Weather Guard. You know, we're fortunate to live in such a great community with a strong economy, good schools, and public service, along with a high level of health care and simply a great way of life. We appreciate everyone who's done business with us, and we look forward to meeting new customers in the new year. Happy holidays from your fans, the rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard, America's leading installer of Da Vinci roofs.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woo-hoo. Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:36 on a Tuesday night inside the After Hours Lounge. This hour is brought to you by Iowa Western Community College, home of the Reavers. Follow all of the championship sports action at GoReavers.com. This year in the NFL is very interesting at the end of the season for a lot of reasons, but the number of quarterbacks that are going to be free agents and or be at the end of their rookie deal is very interesting. And just looking at the guys that are going to be free agents as of right now, we already talked about Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, and it would be amazing to me if conversations about Tom Brady back to New England don't become more prevalent at the end of the season. I think Robert Kraft would like it. It would be Tom Brady likes a good story, likes to talk about himself, likes to have things to talk about, likes to see his name in the headlines. That would be something that would definitely do it. One of the more intriguing storylines is a guy that's hurt and his offenses looked atrocious without him is Lamar Jackson. Obviously, didn't want to talk about his contract during the season. Probably wishes he would have done that now. Daniel Jones, at the tail end of his career, going into the second year of a new head coach in Brian Daboll, and obviously they've had success this season. That does not have anything to do with Daniel Jones. And then a guy that looks to be the favorite of the locker room, Mike White in New York and the Jets. Obviously, what happens with that rib injury is going to be important, but his contract's up. Geno Smith, who is at a renaissance in a contract year, and that never happens in the NFL, out in Seattle, and what happens with him next. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously, on that one-year deal out in San Francisco. And then you look at the guys that are going to be up to renew their contract and get paid more for the first time since their rookie deal in Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Tua Tagovailoa, and Joe Burrow. Now, I think 3 of those guys get their deals done. Back to what Chance said earlier about the future of Tua and his health and concussions and what have you, obviously going to play a role. But it's not like the Dolphins were hiding the fact that they were out trying to coerce Tom Brady into coming to South Beach. They were openly trying to make a deal to get Deshaun Watson to Miami.
Yeah.
This was before the season. Now, they kind of went all in on let's just see if we could put the best weapons around this guy and see if he can make the best of it. And granted, that's what they've been able to do up until this point. But right now, December 27, 2022, do you think that Tua Tagovailoa is a Dolphin next season?
Yes.
Do you think he's their future quarterback? I don't think those things go
like
hand in
beyond
hand.
another contract. Do they? He's got to get to at least an NFC title game.
AFC.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they're in the AFC East.
You're thinking of Jalen Hurts, weren't you? Because I was thinking
a little bit. Yeah. He's got to. At least when you got to win the AFC East.
Right.
You're probably not going to do this year.
Right. The Bills got that all locked up.
Tua, I think he works well with Waddle and Tariq.
But here's the thing. Who wouldn't?
True. You'd be surprised.
No, I would. I think those
Daniel Jones. You'd be surprised.
I think those two guys could make any mediocre quarterback look amazing. I think they're that level of wide receiver.
You got to be accurate, though.
Okay. But are those the two guys that you don't have to be? If you've got those two as your 1 and 2, granted, there's individual guys. But if you're talking about wide receiver cores, is that the one where maybe you have some speed and some things that can make up
leeway, but you still got to be, on the money.
Adding Jeff Wilson Jr. and Raheem Mostert to that running game has helped him a lot also.
Absolutely.
And that Kyle Shanahan-esque run blocking scheme that they've brought with them down to Miami has helped also.
I mean, they might be the first decent running back since
Ricky
Cadillac.
Well,
went through there. That's a long time ago.
If you're Miami and you obviously all the stuff with Brian Flores and paying to lose games and all that, but
I was going to say they have no qualms about getting rid of you. Under any circumstance.
If the end goal is to win a Super Bowl, I don't think it can be Tua.
I will not shoo away that argument. Yes, definitely.
Because if you're talking about those four guys that are up for contract renewals this year as rookies,
Tua's the question mark.
By far the worst.
He's the question mark. But he also has the most upside.
No.
Yes.
Dude, Joe Burrow is on this list.
He's already there. He's already at
that would be the upside. Super Bowl appearance.
I'm saying
you mean higher.
You want to buy low, sell high, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Tua is at the bottom of this 4. You know what I mean?
And
he's not horrible. This is probably his best season, right? Granted, he's been out.
It's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, but
I think when you got good chemistry between a quarterback and receiving crew, you try to keep that alive as much as possible.
Let's look at if you want to call them veteran guys, the Mike Whites, the Geno Smiths, the Jimmy Garoppolo's, the Daniel Jones guys. Of those 4 specifically, Daniel Jones, Mike White, Geno Smith, Jimmy G. Give me one guy that you think starts somewhere in the NFL and where, and a guy that you think maybe doesn't even get a contract out of that deal.
I'm going to start with the doesn't get the contract. That's Mike White. We've seen this already with him.
Really think they want to make the case for him to be the starter in New York. I would be I would be surprised if he's even there next season. I think this is
I get Paxton Lynch vibes.
Rah hooray, we're gonna make a playoff push and Mike White's our guy.
No, don't make Matt Flynn out of Mike White.
That's really what they're trying to do.
Matt Flynn, shout out. Mike White. Geno's going to get another shot. Geno might re-sign with Seattle. They might bring him back.
Geno's going to be a guy, if he's not a starter, he's going to be a solid backup for a long time.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with having a good backup.
Right.
Daniel Jones, somebody's going to take a flyer on him, one more shot at trying to give him a starting position. I guarantee you somebody's going to try.
I know we already did NFL overreaction, but my hot take out of this whole thing, Daniel Jones will never be a starter in the NFL after this season again.
You don't even think something just tells me somebody's going to give him one more shot.
There's too many options out there that are better. You've been hamstrung by his contract and drafting him if you're the Giants and not having any other options. You're going to have some options, and you've got a really good quarterbacks coach in Brian Daboll who's going to make it a point to go out and get an arm talent.
But here's the deal. With the quarterback market where it is right now, if you're a team who doesn't have a lot of cap space,
right,
but needs a quarterback, and there are a few of those teams out there, You could get a Daniel Jones on a bargain, right?
Is it a bargain if you get Daniel Jones? Though?
I mean, what's so wrong with being a Colt McCoy?
Nothing.
You're always around.
But Colt McCoy has only started games in the NFL because people have gotten hurt.
Well, yeah,
he's never going to start again as a
that's
franchise.
still like
It's a great way to make
that's
a living.
a pretty paycheck, and that is the game you love.
Yeah, and then he gets knocked out of the game. But I just don't think he'll ever start another game in the NFL.
Hey,
I don't.
Trace McSorley, underrated.
Looked really good, surprisingly. That was the quarterback carousel going on. Somebody texted me and asked me where he went to college this weekend. If you missed the quarterback carousel, check it out, SoundCloud.com/afterhour1620 is brought to you by the Strike Zone Omaha. It is cold outside, but summer and spring are right around the corner. If you want to get some indoor work on the diamond this year, check out the Strike Zone's training sessions. You can get work on hitting, pitching, catching, and skill positions indoors and stay warm while doing so. Sign up for January classes at the Strike Zone at StrikeZoneOmaha.com today. We're going to win you some money when we come back here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey everyone, Rob Love here. If you have a fridge that's leaking or a dryer that isn't getting your clothes dry, call ASAP Plumbing and Appliance at 402-706-9931 and get your appliances fixed as soon as possible.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is Spaghetti Night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
It's hard to believe, but baseball and softball season is just around the corner, and now's the time for all baseball and softball players to start training for their seasons. Everyone knows the place to train is the Strike Zone Baseball Softball Training Academy. From group lessons to specialized clinics, they have everything for players of all ages and skill level. For pitching, catching, hitting, and position play, this is where you need to be to get your game to the next level. Need equipment? They have that too. Check out StrikeZoneOmaha.com and get registered for January's classes today.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
Could your company use a fresh new marketing plan for the second half of 2022? Pixel Fire Marketing has your back. From a redesigned logo to a new website to targeting your ideal clients through audience targeting or social media marketing, Pixel Fire Marketing is your online marketing partner. If you're ready to put your best marketing foot forward, visit pixelfiremarketing.com today to take the next step. That's pixelfiremarketing.com.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
If that refrigerator is leaking all over the floor, or maybe that dryer isn't drying your clothes, get your appliances fixed ASAP. Call ASAP Appliance and Plumbing at 402-706-9931. If you need your drain snaked, call ASAP. ASAP Plumbing and Appliance. Family owned and fixing your problems as soon as possible since 2007.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
If you are goal-oriented and want to work for a company awarded best in its field 12 of the last 14 years, FCC is the answer for you. You can drive as many miles as you'd like and can earn an average income between $76,000 and $90,000 a year. If you want to work somewhere where you're not just a number, but a valued member of a team, apply today. You'll get $1,000 for orientation pay and free SiriusXM. Head over to fcc-inc.com today and register to be a part of our team today. That's fcc-inc.com. Apply today.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back, knee, or shoulder? Are the cortisone shots not lasting as long as they used to? Pain West is the premier pain management clinic in the Omaha area, bringing the best of all treatments into one facility for the most state-of-the-art, effective, and personalized care. Call 402-505-7989 to set up a complimentary consultation today, or visit us at painwest.com to see how we can help you live pain-free today.
Experience the difference at Woodhouse Buick GMC. From the GMC Acadia to the Buick Encore, we're sure to have a vehicle that fits your lifestyle. Our climate-controlled showroom guarantees a comfortable shopping experience every time you visit. Plus, our commitment to our customers continues well beyond the date of purchase. You will leave our lot feeling comfortable and confident in your new vehicle. Start your car buying journey today, in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wrapping up the After Hours Lounge here, 7:49 on a Tuesday. Just a reminder, we will be on Friday night, so you can get live local AM radio here on 1620 The Zone Friday nights, 6 o'clock, 6 to 8. We'll be here. This hour is brought to you by Western Community College. Visit the college's beautiful campus located over in Council Bluffs and take a tour with one of their helpful administration staff. More than 80 programs of study. You could be you at IW. Reach the portion of the night where Chance, Rob, and I break down some games happening between now and the next time we're on and try to win you some money in the process. I'm going all college football. Chance, you want to go and start us off?
Oh, sorry. I was reading fan theories about TV shows.
Do you need us to come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me.
You want me to do my three first, or are you ready?
Go ahead.
I'm like I said, I'm going all college football. I'm going to take Arkansas 2.5 over Kansas. I think that the talent in Fayetteville is much greater than the talent in Lawrence, and I think it's going to show up in this bowl game. 2.5 isn't enough points. I think that's a double-digit win for the Razorbacks. And then Florida State has had a very surprise season for all the right reasons. Oklahoma has had a very surprising season for all the wrong reasons. I think Brent Venables and this team want to make sure they go into the offseason on a high note, and I think 9.5 is too many points. They may not win this game, but they're going to keep it close. Give me the Sooners plus 9.5 against Florida State. I really like what Kalen DeBoer has been able to do up in Washington. They get Texas as an underdog. I think Washington outright wins this game. I think the better coach is in Seattle, and I think that shows in this game. So give me the Huskies on the money line over the Longhorns. I give you enough time?
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
Give me the Whiskey Badgers tonight by 5. I think they run the ball down the throats of the Cowboys, and just too much for them on the ground. I'm also going to go with the league, the National Hockey League, that is. Give me the Avs on the road in Phoenix against the Coyotes, minus 240, as well as Connor McDavid,
your boy,
and the Oilers on the road in Calgary, who they are actually on the road underdogs, plus 140.
What do you got, Chance?
So give me, I think, Oklahoma State is going to cover against Wisconsin.
The defense is bad.
Yes, it is. I think Oregon is going to wax
quack
North Carolina and what may be the swan song of one Mac Brown.
I think he comes back next year.
And then you know what? I think Texas covers against Washington.
Wrong.
They had a lot of stupid things happen this season that weren't necessarily their fault. Like Quinn Ewers doesn't go out against Alabama. I think they win.
Will Quinn be in the transfer portal again when Manning shows up?
Poor Quinn.
Where do you go? Like, you can't really go back because you already went back to Texas. I mean, you end up at Texas Tech or A&M.
Coming to Nebraska.
Go play for Jimbo out in Aggieville.
Oklahoma State.
Oh, God. Yeah, they got a pretty good one coming in. I don't know if he's going to start.
UTSA.
That'd be a lot of fun, but they got their quarterback, Frank Harris, is coming back.
By
the way, can I just make a quick PSA to John Lynch? Go draft Frank Gore Jr. from Southern Miss. He's really good, and by the way, it's just the right thing to do for all 49ers fans out there. He's probably going to be in the one spot that you're going to have a draft pick in this year, so make that happen.
Is he at Miami?
Southern Miss.
Southern Miss.
Yeah, he's there. He was a ton of fun to watch in their bowl game. He was great. Who you said you wanted TCU to win the college football playoff? Who do you think? Who do you think wins?
I actually think Ohio State's going to beat Georgia.
Wow.
Oh God.
I think if you know
how great are the TV ratings if you get Ohio State versus Michigan for the national championship?
Break the internet.
2011 all over again.
Break the
it's way
that would
bigger
be
than
one
that.
title game. Let's have it at one of the campuses.
Well, I know it's
just make it happen in Columbus.
I mean, you got to, right? But no, I just
freeze your ass
Georgia's
off.
offense. I've been saying all year that obviously their defense is lights out. That's Kirby's going to have a defense that's
Right.
going to maul anybody.
Their quarterback made the Heisman list.
But can they put Stetson? I like the name. I just hey, you know what?
So
Stetson is going to be a better NFL quarterback than he was a college quarterback, I feel.
So I wasn't going to give you crap, but I'm going to have to.
All right.
If you had to take a guess where you think Georgia ranks offensively nationally, where do you think? Because I think this is the.
I'm probably misled.
Because I think
about
this
it,
is,
yeah.
but I think this is the national narrative around Georgia. Take a
I'll
guess.
give him a top 5.
Not at number 7.
All right, just outside. Okay,
but yeah, I don't.
And
think,
I could see it.
They get a lot of help from how good the defense is, but I don't think they get enough credit for how explosive.
Let's be honest. Was this year's SEC overall?
It was down. I think it was down.
Okay, so you do acknowledge
Alabama's had a down year, and I don't think Tennessee. I think if Tennessee were healthy, I think we're having a different conversation, and which I think if you're in the SEC, I think you need to be on notice for what Josh Heupel is doing. I think Kentucky was a little bit of fool's gold. If KJ Jefferson at Arkansas stays healthy, I think there's a little bit more of a conversation for Arkansas as well. I think I think Auburn is going to get better with Hugh Freeze under. So I think there's going to be some change, and obviously Mississippi State probably going to take a giant step back with the loss of Mike Leach. So I think the SEC will get worse before it gets better, but I think the best days of the SEC are still ahead of them.
Okay.
But that was the After Hours Lounge. If you missed it, check it out at SoundCloud.com/After Hours 1620. It was brought to you by Ace Handyman Services. We just gave you some picks. If you want to be able to enjoy those picks and not have to worry about doing the honey-do list around the house this weekend, give them a call at 402-702-7274. Have Turner and the guys come out, hang that drywall, replace that broken piece of the deck, maybe even repair your fence so your dog doesn't run down the street anymore. It's Ace Handyman Services. Give them a call tonight, 402-702-7274. Tell Sherry and the crew that After Hours sent you over there. For Rob Love, Chance Oliver, I'm Jimmy Allen. Happy National Fruitcake Day.
Christmas is over.
At Iowa Western, your passion can quickly become your career. With more than 80 programs of study, we can put you on the right path to a rewarding career in just 2 years or less. Our caring admissions advisors and expert faculty are accessible and ready to help you find yourself and your career. Come explore your interests, your passion. Now is the time to be you at IW. Call 325-3277 today or log on at iwcc.edu.
It's hard to believe, but baseball and softball season is just around the corner, and now's the time for all baseball and softball players to start training for their seasons. Everyone knows the place to train is the Strike Zone Baseball Softball Training Academy. From group lessons to specialized clinics, they have everything for players of all ages and skill level. From pitching, catching, hitting, and position play, this is where you need to be to get your game to the next level. Need equipment? They have that too. Check out StrikeZoneOmaha.com and get registered for January's classes today.
When you think Caddyshack, you think about an unforgettable dining experience. Stop in for Meatloaf Monday for just $10.95. Tuesdays are all about the happy with dollar drinks during all-day happy hour. Celebrate a Wing Wednesday with After Hours. Thursday is spaghetti night for $10.95 a plate. Or grab some lunch on Fridays with the $12.95 hot beef sandwich. Caddyshack. 2 great locations off of 117th and Blondo and 180th and Harrison. The official watering hole of After Hours on 1620 The Zone.
Has wind or hail taken its toll on your roof or siding? Or would you just want to take some preventative action ahead of the seasonal storms? Go with local. Go with trusted. Go with Pyramid Roofing. Give Pyramid Roofing a call today and have Omaha's best roofer for the last 11 years come out and make sure there are no leaks or long-term lingering issues with your roof. Find out more at pyramidroof.com or call 402-502-9300.
PyramidRoof.com, never settle for less.
What's better than smoked meats? Smoked meats and sweet treats. Get the 402 barbecue truck to come to your event or stop by 402 Barbecue's drive-thru at 84th and Spring today. Try Rob and Jimmy's favorite, it's the Cadillac. It's brisket and pork topped off with their world-famous smoked mac and cheese. Choose between one of their 6 handmade sauces to pair up with your favorite sandwich. Mention After Hours and the 402 Barbecue team will throw in a free soda with purchase.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
If that refrigerator is leaking all over the floor, or maybe that dryer isn't drying your clothes, get your appliances fixed ASAP. Call ASAP Appliance and Plumbing at 402-706-9931. If you need your drain snaked, call ASAP. ASAP Plumbing and Appliance. Family owned and fixing your problems as soon as possible since 2007.
ASAP for service, ASAP.
Are you tired of suffering with that lower back,